Going on, Drew?
Hey, sir, how are you?
We're good. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Just got to turn you up.
Was music playing in the background? I was trying to figure that out.
I don't know. My computer was on mute.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Tell tell me if it's playing now.
No.
No. Trying to figure out how to get background music for like the intro when people are just sitting there,
I
trying.
think you have to have it on your actual PowerPoint. I think you have to like embed it in your PowerPoint.
Huh. I
I
feel
don't know
like
how to do that.
when I've done Zoom, they've like it's like in the waiting room or something.
Not 100%.
So yeah, trying to figure everything out as
All
we do
good.
this. What's up, Cash?
What's up, bro?
How's my Colorado brother from another mother?
I'm doing good, doing good. It's been busy, so it's good.
Saw your story today about losing out on a client. Sorry to hear
Dude,
that.
it sucks, I feel like and it's not like it's my only one, so I'm dying or anything like that. But you try really hard with people and you think you have a good connection, then they're like, "Oh, we found another lender that's giving us a better rate and fees." I'm like, "We've only had consultation. We haven't even talked about rate and fees." Like, what do you mean? you know? And I thought
Yeah,
we had really good rapport too. So I don't know. I'm trying to dig a little deeper and see what it is, but
it's
So
just one
some
of those things. You can do everything right, and at the end of the day, it's
yeah, for
not good
sure.
enough.
For sure.
Well,
But
sorry to hear,
yeah,
man. That's a bummer.
yeah. Yeah, it's
when my
part
when
of
my
it.
clients leave a lender after they've talked to them for multiple weeks, they 89% of the time go back to them. They
Yeah.
realize we weren't bad at giving them a referral anyways.
Yeah, no, it was I don't know. We had really good rapport and like I knew they were shopping around, but like, I also don't talk about rates really even until I just talk about payments. So maybe someone else was saying a lower payment, but I'm like, there's so much that goes into that, so we'll see.
You can always get a lower payment. I'm not even a lender. You can just buy some points. It's always a lower
There's a
payment.
lot of ways that we can do that.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
we can talk about how to make that happen anyway.
Well,
That's all
hopefully they
right.
come back to you.
It's always opportunities to learn too and get better and think where could have done different things. But
So true. Yeah. Whenever things like that happen, I like try to go back a couple of steps and be like, "Hey,
yeah,
what could I learn from this, so I
yeah,
don't miss the mark next time."
for sure. Well, I'm excited for this, man. It's gonna be good. Did you is are you do you have any guests today? Are you giving the sauce? Yeah.
You get me today.
Perfect.
So hopefully your cup gets filled with some information and some knowledge.
It will.
And
I've
if
I've
not,
re-
you can
I've really
roast
been
me.
liking your content. I especially like your ones where it's like in his wild habitat, he's at his desk making calls.
You got to mix it up sometimes, right? Got
Heck
to mix
yeah.
it up.
I love it.
Well, yeah, let's go. I want to be on schedule to at least try to time myself. Last a full hour. No idea. I could be done in 30 minutes. So this is the first iteration of this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Feel free to keep your cameras on, turn them off, whatever you want. Safe space here. So I see Bo in the house. What's up, Bo? Congratulations on being officially a
Thanks.
licensed loan
Yeah,
officer.
thanks, man.
Let's
How's it going?
go.
I just got my license a few weeks ago.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
Nice. That's awesome.
Oh
Did
yeah.
it take you one attempt to pass the NMLS test?
it did. Yeah, yeah.
There you
Not
go.
saying I'm like some smart whiz or genius, but yeah, it did take one time. Which
That's
I'm
Absolutely.
awesome.
thankful for.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
All right. Well, guys, while we're here, I mean, I know people may funnel in. We had like 7 or 8 people who registered. So hopefully we get some more support. But nonetheless, I do appreciate you guys being here. This is something that's been in the back of my mind for probably the better half of 6 to 9 months is finding a way to create some value to not only realtors, but business owners, loan officers. Cash, I know you're familiar with Sean Kaplan and his stuff that he does. So a lot of this is similar to that, and I think it's a great way to the things that we learn. On the loan origination side, I spend a lot of money to get taught content growth, Instagram, how to grow your brand, what videos are converting, what's not converting, what to do, not to do, things like that. So ultimately, the goal is to just regurgitate all that information that I learned from the Neil Dingers of the world, the Seans and whatnot, and bring it to our community or outside of our community. So that's really the point today. I know you guys know me, but intro, Trevor Tannehill here, and this is the first iteration of Content Growth School. So what we're doing here today is to learn how to grow our content. So I'm on a mission. I'm going to show you some videos later on in the presentation that are very cringeworthy, but we all got to start somewhere. And, I truly love creating content and creating videos that get out to people. And, what I'll show you in a moment is the old way of thinking. And, the new way of thinking is how can we, attract other people who aren't quite ready to buy yet. And so, yeah, I love creating content to help others go and do the same. And, today's call is going to be more about how do we set the stage for, optimizing our Instagram bio and our profile that way. Because, when people do go to our profile, we need to have that optimized. We need to help them get on to the next step. And so, I am on a mission. This is a bi-weekly, every 2 weeks on Tuesday. That's going to happen to, help you grow in your online presence through social media. So I've got a good list of guest speakers who are going to come on board. Drew, you'll definitely know one of them here in March that's coming on board. And yeah, it's going to be, I can't believe he said yes to actually come on. So I'm not going to share with anybody, but you'll definitely want to be there here in a couple of weeks. So, all that to be said, this is Content Growth School. So I was nervous, didn't know if anybody was going to show up today. So thank you guys, really appreciate it. And hopefully you get something out of it. But yeah, I've been working on this for about 6 months to get logo created, understand content, what's working, and take that out to, everyone else in our community. So I'm just taking what I've learned. I'm heading out to Vegas tomorrow, actually. Drew, I don't know if you know who Neil Dingra is, but he's a very prominent person in our space on the social media side. So I'm taking one of his private master classes, and in a couple of weeks, that's what we're going to learn. Everything that I learned and spent thousands and thousands of dollars to go teach. So yeah. Okay. All that to be said, I think back to my social media journey and where I started. I was over there on the very far right. It was the people who are ready to buy. And when I say that, I focus all of my content on, the people who are ready to buy now. So for an example, hey, what to do when you're under contract? Hey, how to order an appraisal. Here's your appraisal selection. Here's what to do during the inspection period. Things like that. Our audience is so incredibly small when we focus on content that is just that. And so where we need to shift and where content is heading and is already there is we need to focus on the people who are not ready to buy. So those people who are, 6, 12, 18, 24 months out, how can we create content that attracts them to want to come into our sphere and know us, like us, and trust us? So when we do that, we open up a larger audience to attract, to then bring in to our sphere to ultimately capture as a lead and get them, into our sphere to start nurturing and dripping on them. So that's, obviously the ultimate goal is to take them from Instagram, Facebook, and deplatform them off of our social media profiles. And so, we need to focus on content that's the not ready to buy yet. And how do we do that? Well, first we got to optimize our bio to make sure that when they do come to our page, they've got all next steps, what you do, who you are, who you serve, and you're ready to serve them when they come to your page. So I love this quote. It talks about when you confuse, you lose. So when you do focus content, and I'll show you some examples about that on my page, but when we confuse them, we're going to lose them. So we really got to simplify it down and help them understand, exactly what they're trying to learn. And so from there, we're going to laugh at Trevor for a moment, and we're going to dive in to some absolutely cringeworthy content that I should delete, but oh my gosh, this is pretty bad. So I just want to play a couple of videos to show you guys, like, we all start somewhere in our content creation journey, and there's room for improvement for everybody, for me especially. But let me see if these actually open up.
Blender. Here are 3 people.
All right, can you guys hear that?
Number 1, a real estate agent.
Okay.
Excellent lender.
So
There are 3 people you need to understand.
I wink at the camera.
Number 1.
What kind of suit am I wearing?
Their job is much more than
What am I sitting on?
that matches your wish list as much as possible. They will ensure that you make a wise purchase, complete.
I remember this video I had a piece of paper that was right below my camera, and I'm clearly reading it. Absolutely atrocious. So please roast me accordingly. This one is even more cringeworthy. Wherever it went. So
buying a home can be one of the most rewarding
Again.
experiences, but also
same
stressful.
outfit,
At the very beginning
reading
stages,
a piece of paper,
purchase.
just absolutely horrible, terrible graphics.
The first person,
And
to
I'm
grab
going
it-
towards that crowd who is in that 5 to 10% crowd. Here's what you want to do when you buy a home. Well, maybe those people in the 6, 12, 18, 24 months aren't even in that category. So I am completely missing the mark on these videos. But hey, we all got to start somewhere. If you want to go watch this last one, go to my Instagram page, and you can leave a nasty comment, tell me how bad that is. But all 3 of these videos were back to back, and I'm wearing the exact same thing. So I could have switched up the outfits. Anyways, how do we implement? So what are some different things? So, over my basically 5-year journey on Instagram, it's converting that. I mean, those views, I think I got 100 to 200. It was hitting nobody. And I'm not saying, I am some content, I've gone viral or anything like that, but I am now getting more views because I'm creating content that is more designed for the people who want to come in and be educated into my sphere. So on these videos, I'm not going to show them, but on the one on the left, I just took me literally 10 minutes to create this one on the left, and I got almost 1,000 people to watch it. The one on the middle, I pulled up a chart that I saw that was super, super interesting, and it was about how mortgage rates are now, the people who own a 6% mortgage is now greater than people who own a 3% or less mortgage rate. That was interesting. 2,300 people saw that just by posting an article about that. So, we don't need to overcomplicate these Instagram videos that we do. And as you can see, I'm wearing glasses. I think I posted that I shot it at like 9:15 at night. I was dead tired. So, the video quality wasn't the greatest, but shoot, 2,300 people came in and watched it, which is really, really cool. And then, the one on the right was one video that I absolutely, thought I did really well on. It was, people who want to move up during COVID from their COVID rate, but don't know how to, don't know the different strategies that are out there to deploy through some creative financing. And so, that video was one that actually hit really well just because it was relatable. So as long as you can make content that's relatable, you're going to, do very, very well. And I think we all want more messages like this. So I received this and I think it was the November timeframe, November, December, about this new lead that wanted to reach out and start working together via Instagram. And, I think the part that strung me the most was our realtor wanted us to go with their lender, but we're being pulled to use you through, your videos, your knowledge, and they wanted to get started with the process. So, that's just one of a handful that, I've received on this Instagram video creation, content creation, brand creation type style. We obviously would love to all have more of these. Okay, so remember, you guys are always the brand, and this is what, I have slowly adopted and have gotten more in tune with, is realizing Trevor Tannehill is the brand, not Cash, not Tim, not Drew, not my company, not, whoever it is. It's me. Everybody has a unique life, unique stories, and that builds trust. So, this video that I showed, that was me in the gym. I just set up my camera, took a quick 30-second video of me in the gym just because I love to go work out at CrossFit. And I thought that was something that could attract to people. And so, you and your stories and your life, they build trust. So the more that we can implement that into our Instagram, into our Facebook, people relate to that and people like that. And so, just remember that as you hear me talk, you're the brand, and that's super important. Okay, so now why we're all here today, Instagram bio audit. And what this is, so like, out of curiosity, are we all on Instagram? Do we all use Instagram? Are we more Facebook? I just chose Instagram. I think it's the easiest to use. So is everybody on Instagram here? Do you actively use it, or is some of it more just passive and you kind of use it? If you don't want to talk, that's okay. But yeah, I chose Instagram just because it's easy and it's easy to create some videos. Okay, so number one, so 5 rules really. I got a bonus rule in here that should help. But if you aren't doing, really, I don't want to say all of these, but this is really where things start, is your Instagram bio. When somebody comes to your page, that is your digital footprint of who you are. Who do you serve? And so I'm going to spend, the next little bit going through the 5 parts of your Instagram bio that needs to be optimized. So number one, this should be self-explanatory, but it's amazing, how many photos I come across where we can't see you, or it's a pet, or, it's you and your significant other, and, you're way too far away. Remember, Instagram, your digital card where people come to. So, it works to have your face, present, zoomed in, so you can see your smile and those amazing pearly whites that mom and dad spent thousands of dollars on for your teeth to be straight to show in pictures. So, rule number one, we got to have an optimized Facebook or Instagram picture, so people, when they come to us, they see us and they know us. And we start building that trust that way. I mean, if I had a cat picture, I'm not a cat person, but I just can't imagine if I had a cat picture. I would never, because I don't like cats. But can't imagine having that. So that's rule number one. Rule number two is make sure that your name has some sort of keyword to it. So now that we've got AI that's helping, go out and search Instagram, Facebook, Google reviews, pulling from a number of different places, having a keyword in your tagline is going to help you tremendously. So, for me, I've got Trevor Tannehill, mortgage lender. So when people type and search on Instagram, mortgage lender, I want my name to pop up and me to show up for their searches. So, just make sure you've got something up there that says, what industry you're in. So, for example, for the real estate agents in the room, you could have your first name, last name, and then long dash, and then real estate agent. Or you could have KC Realtor in there, or realtor, real estate agent, whatever community you serve is a way to help the search engine optimization to help people find you, which is ultimately what we want. We want people to find us. We want to show up on these places. And so, that's, going to be a very, very important rule to have established. All right, rule number 3. So this is a big one, and I see a lot of mistakes on this one, especially just because when people go to your profile, it's confusing, and I was one of them. I didn't have enough information about me. It was just I was blabbering, and it wasn't very structured or very strategic on what my profile said. And so, from there, here's a great, easy way, to help answer, who do you help? Are you helping people in Kansas City? Are you helping people in Overland Park, Olathe, the Northland? Who are the people that you help? And then what do you help them achieve? So, do you make buying a house simple? Do you, help what do you help them achieve? Like what's the end all goal that you're helping them? Obviously buying a home, selling a house. So, create a unique tagline that, that people, when people go to your page, they can see that and, have a clear understanding of what you do. And then lastly, why should they trust you? Have something on there that, shows your credibility. How many clients have you helped? How many homes have you sold? How many reviews do you have? Those things only establish trust and build up your profile for when people go there, they're like, oh, wow, this person knows what they're doing. So this individual right here, he was a part of a coaching program that I was a part of, and he is a realtor up in Chicago. And I thought his tagline, his bio was very, very optimized for when people go to him. It's like, oh, snap, he's he's legit. And he helps, he's obviously got a lot of clients under his belt, which if you only got 2 clients, that's okay. You don't have to put that, but you can still, provide some validation to help people trust you. So I would take a snapshot of this 3-line formula. What do you help people do? How many families served? How many 5-star reviews you have? And how many years are in your business? Those are just a couple ideas. And then, additionally, have a next step. So, when people go to your page, we want to help them get to that next step. And so that brings me to rule number 4 is we got to simplify things. When I was researching pages on here, it's amazing how many loan officers and realtors have a link tree that has, oh my gosh, so many options. And, if you go to that link tree and there's 7 different options, I am, from a consumer standpoint, I am overwhelmed like none other. So, it's good to switch out your link tree and your links and whatnot, but I would have a max of 4. That gives you, enough items to sell people on for a next step. But, you want to have a call to action, and, do you have a lead magnet? Are you trying to get them to a strategy call? Do you want to have a meeting consultation? Make it easy for those potential leads to take that next step with you. Because when I see this one on the top right, like I said, I just get overwhelmed like crazy. And so just simplify it. Sell the next step. Give them one clear next step for how they can either reach out to you, book a call with you, or, take that next step with you to, pursue buying, selling, refinancing your home. That's just going to help them not, get off your page. The other thing that I was advised on is, and I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it made a lot of sense. And I see, loan officers and realtors do this. They mention their brokerage in their bio. They put at Keller Williams, at Fairway Mortgage, or whoever it is. And when I was listening to this, I was like, that's actually a really good point. So when you have that in there, and I don't think there's any compliance issues, like you have to put that in there. But when you mention them, when a potential person who's viewing your page for the first time and they go there, they're now getting exposed to other realtors, other loan officers, a part of the company. So you've just taken them from your page to now you've opened it up to the entire company and, other realtors out there that are a part of, Reese Nichols, Keller Williams, whoever the brokerage is. So that's just another suggestion. Take that out so you don't give any chance that they go elsewhere in a quick fashion. All right, rule number 5. So this last one is, those highlights and your pin posts. So the cool thing about Instagram is you can pin posts. So I've got 2 right now. I'm working on my 3rd. It's going to be this 3rd one down here. Social proof, client wins. But pinning posts. So how can people work with you? What is that pin post that you want to show? And I'm going to walk through this here in a moment for what I have, but having those pin posts to show, it's your digital front door. So, you can have your story. How'd you get into the industry? I love seeing on, loan officers and realtors pages, like how they get into this. How did we select to be commission only to buy and sell houses out there and finance them? Not everybody stumbles into this. You can't go major in real estate. So it's always interesting to read those, and people connect with that. And if you have like your background and your upbringing, people find that interesting. So the more you can have a digital front door to show people, hey, here's how I got in the industry. Here's my story. Here's why I am the best for you, and pin that at at the top of your post. That's just a super simple way for people to get to know you and trust you even more. And then additionally, how to work with you. So, what is it like to work with you? What are those steps? Is it, do I need to email you? So if someone came to your page right now, would they know how to work with you outside of sending you a DM, which that might be a little scary for, potential viewers? So do they know how to take that next step and work with you? Is that booking a call? Do you have your Calendly link? Do you have your email up there on your page? Do they know that? Like at the end of the day, we want to take these leads, get them off and start dripping on them. So having a post of how to work with you is just another way that they can, they can trust you and get to know you for how to reach out to you. And then the one thing that I'm working on is what others say about you. So this testimonials, I love the videos that I can go on and see just a cool video of, clients that have worked with, realtor or loan officer, and I can see what they say. I think that provides a lot of credibility when, on one of those pinned posts, it's, a validation post for what others say about me, just because no better credibility posts than what others are saying about you. So that's a good one that I'm working on, trying to get some videos from past clients. All right, lastly, this one, if there's nothing that you retain from anything I'm saying, do this. Get rid of anything that is on your Instagram, videos, posts that are embarrassing or old. I don't say embarrassing, but one thing I did is on my Facebook, I went in and I deleted all of my happy birthday posts. I don't need all that on my page. I don't need everybody who comments happy birthday. I appreciate it, but that just bogs down my professional Facebook page that I want to keep clean and tidy. So, you want to have a good first impression on your Instagram and Facebook page. So, if you've got reels that are, clunky junk, just delete them. Nobody goes back and looks and scrolls down on your Reels tab. But those first 12 are on your grid for Instagram. Those are what people see. And having those tidied up and professional are only going to help build that credibility for, people who know, like, and trust you. So I guess I got ahead of myself. Rule number 6 is the bonus. So this is those first 12 posts, and make sure that those are clean. Make sure because that ultimately is going to decide whether they're going to follow you or not. And so these are some good questions as you clean those up and look at them. Does this content show personality? Does it show professionalism? Obviously, we like to have some humor in there and whatnot, but is there a mix of expertise, lifestyle, client value, or is it only just listed posts and no personal posts in there to get to know who you are? while those just listed and just sold are great, but if that's the only content that you're posting, people aren't getting to know you, the real you behind, the just sold or the under contracts and whatnot. Because yes, I love posting those too and getting those out to show like, hey, I'm staying busy. We're getting people under contract. But at the end of the day, there's also more to it. So just keep those curated, and having those first 12 just always looking in a professional manner. And just remember, people do want to work with professionals, but we're also people. And so that's why, I've really made a shift in my Instagram videos to bring in, additional content. And that's what I get coached on, is to bring more relatable content. I follow, basically everybody on this call, and everybody does an awesome job of posting, outside content. Drew, love your backyard. You guys, I envy your backyard that you guys post. And, I just dream of coming over and, sitting, out on your back patio. I like that. I know you because of that. And, the more of that you do, the more relatable and the more people are going to, get to know you more and trust you and want to work with you because of that. So, we're people at the end of the day. And, yes, we have our differences, but at the end of the day, we're people, we're humans, we're trying to navigate this world. And, people do want to work and be with people who they know, like, and trust. And so, those are the 6 rules that I had in store today. I cannot believe I'm only at 30 minutes, and I scheduled this for another 30 minutes. So I would love to, what did you guys take away? Anything? Was this boring? Can you roast me and tell me how I can improve and do better? Tim, I know you got something for me. You're on mute.
I tried to unmute with my space bar. It was a little bit loud because I chose to sit at a coffee shop. But no, first off, I appreciate you being super vulnerable and showing some of those early posts. I know they're probably ultra cringeworthy to you, but you got to start somewhere, right? I mean, even just like I'm looking at my business Instagram right now, and it's an atrocious throw up of randomness. I mean, it doesn't tell a story at all. It just blends into the noise that is most stuff on Instagram. So this has been really helpful. Just I did snap a few pictures when you said that. You were like, hey, screenshot this. Answer the 3 questions in 3 seconds. What should your bio answer? My bio doesn't answer any of those. So, I mean, other than it just says that I'm a real estate agent. So somebody would look at my profile and they would get that I'm a real estate agent, and they would get that I'm with Keller Williams. Outside of that, there's nothing else. There's no instant value add for them. It doesn't tell them what I specialize in. It doesn't tell them anything about my strengths and weaknesses. So a lot of room for improvement there for sure.
Good. Yeah. Now I expect on the next call you to have your Instagram bio completely optimized and fully ready to go.
Yeah. It's going to be improved. There's for sure. That's right.
So I have a question for you, Trevor. Just because you're doing these trainings, what is your thought on? Please tell me less is better. I have my personal page, and then I have our team page. That's the only thing linked on my bio. It doesn't take you necessarily to our brokerage. It takes you to our team, which is just myself and my husband. Is there value in that still, keeping multiple? We have our business page and our personal pages. Or would you just sync it all in one? Because sometimes I really hate 99% of the time they're the same.
Yeah, and my answer is it's personal preference. I had something similar where I had, I was trying to keep things separate, trying to do family over here and business over here, and ultimately I was just like, screw it, I'm combining them. This is just too much work. I'm trying to send people over to our business page, show that off, but I'm also trying to do personal stuff. And at the end of the day, we want to have the most viewers. And I don't think the business pages do a ton per se. But I could be wrong. You could have a decent sized viewership on that. I just think it simplifies things when it can all be combined. But I don't think it hurts to have both and keep them separate to drive people to both. It's just, what's the end goal for
Right.
the company page at the end of the day?
Right. Because it's all the same content. So that's what I mean. Most of it's collaborated, so it posts on both pages. I guess in my mind, it's like twice the visibility possibility, but at the same time, it's a lot to collaborate on every post. And it's just basically two Instagrams that look the exact same.
Yeah, and I mean, you're driving at the end of the day, you're getting multiple viewers on both pages, which isn't
Right.
a bad thing. The more people who see, you guys and what you're doing, it's not a bad thing. So, I don't think it's wrong to have two pages by any means, and I've definitely looked into that and had people ask that, and the answer is if it works for you, fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Can you consolidate? Totally, and make those one and simplify it? Yes. But if you got a great following on the business page, I wouldn't change it.
The business page is not.
It's two things to manage and post, and I barely have time for one. So I was just like, screw it. I'm just gonna have one. And I mean, at the end of the day, you are the brand. I mean, you are the person. It's not the company. It's you. And you could pick up shop and go to Reese Nichols, color, like it doesn't matter. I could pick up shop and go elsewhere. It doesn't matter. It's you are the brand. So that's why I'm not against company pages by any means, or like what you were describing. It's just
Well,
you're the brand.
I don't disagree, and I think a lot of people miss that piece though, and I'm glad you touched on it, is linking to Reese Nichols. Well, this person sells more. Why not? I mean, for me, there's a little bit of privacy protection. It's linking to my team. There's nothing linked to any brokerage on anything. They don't need to go there.
Well, yeah, and it's like, shoot, they go there and they see, oh, hey, this person plays golf. Maybe I'm more interested in in this person because I like golf and they like golf, so I'm going to go with them. It's like, why even open that can of worms and go there? So, yeah, that's a good tip that I learned on this podcast I was listening. I was like, I got to share that because I don't think there's any compliance rules to that. But yeah, I mean, so, and the goal of what I also want to cover on these calls is just like, make it more of a community style call. Like, how's everyone doing? I mean, everyone doing good? Business out there? I mean, business is picking up for loan applications in January, spring market. Rates are kind of doing what they're doing, staying steady. So, how's everybody doing good?
They know.
I mean, there's a lot of irons in the fire. So there's a lot of activity. We got a lot of stuff like winding up. Obviously, we could be busier right now, but a lot of things in the pipeline, a lot of stuff in the hopper that we're working on. So, I mean, looks like it's going to be a great spring. So,
That's what I say. I feel like it's all just in the pipeline. It's coming. It's coming, and when it comes, it's going to be a flood.
Yeah, I sure hope that's true. I sure hope that's true. But yeah, so in 2 weeks, like I said, for those who are on the call, I'm heading out to Vegas tomorrow. I am doing a private workshop for 2 days with some content creators out there. So I'm going to bring that on the call for 2 weeks from now and kind of go through things I've learned to further iterate that. And then in March, we got 3 awesome guest speakers coming on, and I'm going to watch this recording, see what I botched and sucked at, and I'm going to do better for next time. So you guys will have this recording in about 24 hours by the time we get it edited and shipped out. So you've subscribed already to the emails, so you'll get another email tomorrow sometime with the recording to the YouTube playlist that you can watch. And I appreciate you guys joining. I really do. Hopefully you took something away.
When do you get back from Vegas?
I am there till Saturday morning.
We get there Sunday. I was just curious.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Did you see Wizard of Oz is playing at the Sphere?
That's what we're going to see. We didn't realize it was a Super Bowl. So this is going to be crazy Sunday.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I thought about surprising my wife and getting her tickets out there, but
Yeah.
Not cheap.
Yeah.
So you're out there Sunday?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, have fun. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. You too. Enjoy the nice weather.
Yep.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you guys.
Trevor.
Appreciate
Trevor,
you.
yeah. Thanks, Trevor.
Bye.
Yeah.